and she had papers in her hand. Like, this is the paperwork and stuff that we got from the hospital, and she had us write down and spell the name out, and she's like, throw the papers on the table and just plops her big tail back into the chair, and she got that look on her face, and she's like, and she says it in Thai, but she says it to me, but I don't have to understand what she said to understand what she said. People can say a lot with their body language and their facial expressions and things like that, and of course my wife translated, but what she said to me was, why do you want to give her this name? Now, normally, if I was in the US, first off, this wouldn't happen, but if something like this would have happened in the US, all of you know I would have tore her a new one. But like I said, I am a very respectful, and I try to keep things very professional and cool, calm, and collected. But I was starting to get hot. I was starting to get real hot, and I'm very glad that my wife took control of the situation and spoke on my behalf without me having to speak on my own behalf, like when I was in the hospital, because I would have said all sorts of stuff because I was getting mad, because my whole thing is, we're her parents. We've chosen her name. Her name does have meaning. It's not my fault that you don't understand what the meaning of her name is. That's your problem, not mine. Now, I would have been more receptive if she had said to me, what does her name mean? Because that doesn't mean anything in Thai to us. We don't know what this means. I would have been more receptive to actually having a conversation and talking about what her name actually means. And her middle name actually means like joy, brightness, coming into like the brightness or the enlightenment, or what is the words I'm looking for? Light in the dark. Look at it that way, like dark times, and then there's a light in the dark, a new chapter, all sorts of things. There's a lot of different meanings behind her middle name, and it was really important to me to give her that middle name, because with her having that name, I will also, as a nickname, call her Jubilee. For you comic fans out there, you know what I'm talking about. But that wasn't the only reason behind it. So I was getting real heated, but I'm really glad that my wife took over the situation, and ultimately everything was all said and done. We ended up getting some papers from them. Ultimately, what they had to do was they had to figure out how to write her name in Thai so it is pronounced the way that her name is actually written in English. Cool, they did that. They wrote it on paper. We had to go back to the hospital.